All right, so LeBron James signed with the Sixers, and as a world-renowned NBA YouTuber with 54 loving subscribers, it is my job to talk about it. So if you were short on opinions about LeBron coming back to the East and teaming up with Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid, I'm your guy. So let's talk about that. I'm a little late to the party. This happened almost a week ago. It's July 30th right now. I think he signed the 24th, something like that. I've been busy golfing, honestly. I thought about getting around to it as soon as it happened, but I don't get paid to do this. And I'm really fixated on golf right now. Got my first birdie today, so hope you guys are proud of me. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Here to talk about the king himself. I think this puts the Sixers in a great place. I mean, just a year ago, you're looking at this team who has Embiid, who doesn't really have knees anymore, and they're about to pay him just shy of 70 million a year. They've got washed Paul George, who they just signed to a max contract, and he looks pretty terrible on it after just his first season with the team. Things are looking pretty bleak for the Sixers. Then they go throughout this whole 2026 season, make the playoffs, are down 3-1 against the Celtics, then come back and win. Would you look at that? What a great season. This is about as high as expectations can get for the Sixers? No. LeBron James comes and joins the team. That's pretty sick if you're a Philadelphia sports fan. Kind of restores faith in this team maybe winning a championship in the Embiid era. I'm shocked that LeBron went here. I thought for sure he was going to end up in Cleveland. I didn't put money on it because that's not something I do. But if I had to, it would have been Cleveland. I thought for sure he's going to be cognizant of that documentary that's coming out, and he'll sign with Cleveland for one or two last seasons back at the hometown team, hopefully bringing them another championship. But I guess that wasn't what's on his mind. He didn't think they were the best destination for him to secure one last championship. And ultimately, he chooses the Sixers. So, what does this look like in terms of basketball fit? I think LeBron can elevate this team a little bit. They were in need of a real facilitator on the team. Maxey does his best job with that, but he really is more of a scorer than anything else. I think playing next to LeBron, it'll give him an opportunity to focus more on his scoring presence on the team and not the pick and roll with Embiid and setting other guys up. So I think we can see an elevated version of Tyrese Maxey. I think this is great for resting Embiid throughout the season. Typically, you want to see him play between 30 and 40 games to, maintain basketball shape and not play too much and risk injury. So we can probably see a healthier Embiid come playoff time. He could really lock in for one last opportunity and thug it out for a playoff run, maybe make the conference finals, because I'm sure he wants to get that off his back. I think LeBron fits really well on the court with Embiid. Obviously, he's a great facilitator. We've seen that throughout his career. I think they've got games that could complement each other. They could both take some burden off of one another because LeBron is going to be 42 and Embiid is always hurt. So those guys both need someone else to take the pressure off. Now, the guy that I'm kind of questioning how he's going to fit with LeBron is Jaylen Brown. I saw somewhere, I don't know how much truth is behind it, that the reason LeBron ultimately chose the Sixers was because of the Jaylen Brown trade. Now, I don't know. I'm not an insider, so I don't really have all the knowledge there. I think it's an interesting fit. I mean, ultimately, the goal is to put the best basketball talent around each other for team building. But we've seen that doesn't always work. You want good fit, too. And I'm not sure how these guys fit alongside of one another. Jaylen Brown just had a career year, yeah, but he had to have the ball in his hands most of the time, taking 20-plus shots a game. He's not the best playmaker, turns the ball over pretty frequently. So I don't know, like, putting the ball in Jaylen Brown's hands, you're taking it out of LeBron's. And when he's an off-ball player, he's gotten better at that over the last couple of years, but that's still not his best role. You want him to be a primary facilitator. I'm not sure if that's something he can do when he's on the floor with Jaylen Brown. VJ Edgecombe, his stats are going to be a casualty of this signing. He's 100% going to be the the fifth man in this starting five. He'll get some spot up shots, open threes. Really, his role is going to be get it done on defense, get some stops. I mean, he is a great defender, so it's a great time for him to lock in on defense and probably get the best looks of his career. I think this is a great development role for Edgecombe. I think people saw him as more of the superstar, all-star kind of guard, but I think he could fit really well in this kind of Derek White role. I think it'd be great for him. I think he's got the skill set for that, and he'll excel in this role this season, even if it means he loses some of those counting stats. I think Sixers fans are going to be really happy with what he has to provide on a championship team. Where I'm really interested to see how this team works is when the subs start coming in, because they've got a lot of players to leave on the floor while you have 2, 3, even 4 subs come in. You can have LeBron run with the bench unit and have him come out and Jaylen Brown has the ball in his hands for a few minutes. And then bring him out and Maxey and Embiid come out onto the floor. Really, you're not going to have any shortage of basketball talent at any point in the game if it's spaced out correctly, which I think Nick Nurse will 100% do throughout this season. So that's something that will help the Sixers really excel throughout the entire 82-game regular season, is that even if guys go down with an injury for a little bit, even if guys need to be rested or load managed, whatever it may be, you'll always have someone on the floor who can get the job done. And that's really what we've seen carry teams the past couple of seasons, is having depth and star talent available throughout the entirety of the regular season. Because if you load manage and just save your guys for the playoffs, you end up with a 7 seed. And you have to play one of the best teams in your conference in the first round. And that's really hard to make a championship push with. So I think this really checks the box of regular season success. Now, will I say they're going to be like the number 1 seed, overtake the Knicks or the Pistons? I'm not sure. I don't really want to bet on injury luck or lack thereof. So to be safe, I would say the Sixers team is probably good for a 2 or a 3 seed, even if they suffer some injuries. Pistons didn't make that many moves this season, so maybe they could overtake them. But the Knicks, it's hard for me to say this is a better team than this Knicks team that just won a championship. They might overtake them in regular season standings, because I'm not sure how locked in New York is going to be all 82 games, if they'll have injury luck. But in the playoffs, if they match up in a 7-game series, I'm still taking the New York Knicks. They just have a more complete starting lineup that seems like it'll mesh together in a little bit better of a way. And they have more bench depth still. This Sixers team is a little bit questionable in terms of depth. I know you have, I think they got Simons this offseason. Yeah, they got Simons this offseason. Dean Wade. You've got Huck Porty, KCP, Justin Edwards, Dominic Barlow, Dean Wade. I don't know if I already said that. They drafted LeBron Philon. Some interesting players to have coming onto the floor throughout the season, but definitely not the same level of depth that the Knicks have. They were putting out 7 to 8 legitimate good NBA players on a nightly basis. But I think this really does elevate the Sixers championship hopes. For the last couple seasons, it's just been, oh, Embiid's not healthy. We're not really competing for a championship. Just kind of see where we can get come playoff time, but not really seriously competing for a championship. They haven't really been contenders, like true contenders, since James Harden in 2023. And they choked that 3-2 lead, and Tatum dropped 50 in Game 7. And since Embiid went down mid-2024 season, they really haven't been serious title contenders. Dude was averaging like 35 a game on crazy efficiency. And he goes down, and yeah, they really haven't been serious since. So this LeBron signing definitely helps with that. And the Sixers are out of contract hell. I know I touched on that at the beginning of the video, but now you've got LeBron on a $4 million annual contract. It doesn't even matter anymore that Embiid's about to touch $65 million, because when you average it out, you get 2 really good players for $35 million each, if you look at it that way. This is a great situation. I'll be really curious to see how they play throughout the season. That's definitely going to be a team that I will be trying to watch as often as possible. If they're on national TV, I will be turning them on if I'm not busy. They'll definitely get an opening night game, and I will be there for that because I'm really excited to see how this team meshes together. And even if they don't play well, shoot, I can watch LeBron as a fan again because I wasn't liking him on the Lakers. Anyways, that's it for me. Leave a comment down below. Predict the Sixers regular season record. And if I remember to come back to this video, you'll get a little shout out in an upcoming Ball Knower YouTube video. So yeah, drop a comment, leave a like, and subscribe if you're really feeling my channel. All right, time to golf again.